What is up, ladies and gentlemen? XLM here, back with you with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. Before we get into what I'm about to talk about, none of this is financial advice by any means. So let's get into it. Today we're talking about Pendulum. This is the actual Pendulum. I know there was some on Lobster Wallet, but those aren't the real ones. I actually have one of those ones as well, which is not the real one, but this is the real one that we're looking into today. They finally, launched their website and they're going live and stuff like that. We're going to look into their white papers and what is up with this project. Limitless fiat, decentralized future. Pendulum's interoperable blockchain brings together higher quality fiat tokens in a single powerful DeFi network, offering composable fiat solutions with 1000x performance. Yeah, they're doing DeFi stuff. The place to get the token, Kusama and Polkadot auctions. Join us for the Sama auctions. The launch of Pendulum's blockchain's native token Pen, and I'll show you how you're gonna get that token. It's not gonna be on the Lobster wallet. I think they're aware of what's going on there, and they went the safer route in doing it this way, and then probably later on, it'll be on other exchanges and stuff like that. Trust us, interoperability, Forex, DApp, 1000x performance by substrate, Polkadot, a seamless worldwide banking network integration, next generation, let me see, PNP compliance for fintech. Right, let's get into the white paper and explain some stuff in the white paper. What's sticks out, and then we go through a few things on what they're doing with the XLM network and Ethereum and stuff like that, and Polkadot, when how this ties in. So they give us an introduction on what it is. They kind of tell you this stuff, but I'm gonna start right here. Global fiat transfers and interactions in traditional finance suffer from high fees, slow speeds, and limited optionality. In contrast, the explosive growth in the world of decentralized finance has brought about tools for building innovative financial products for future generations, but to date, bridging compliant fiat fintech services over to DeFi ecosystems has been a struggle. Enter Pendulum. Built on Parity's substrate framework, Pendulum establishes the missing link between fiat and DeFi with a sophisticated smart contract network. Pendulum Chain aims to become the one-stop hub for the Internet of Fiat. Innovations that Pendulum will bring include cross-chain trust, minimized bridges, a network optimized for broad basket of fiat-pegged stablecoins, next-generation smart contract technology, opt-in compliance layer with privacy features, seamless off-ramp standards for integrations into local banking networks. Remember, this stuff is also going to run off XRP. I know some people in the chat, they're XRP orientated as well, and they're like, "What's the need for all this other stuff?" And don't be that maxi. There's other projects, and they all tie in, and they're all eventually going to run on the XRP ledger. This is where this bridge comes into XLM, and Jed McCaleb did work for Ripple and stuff like that, and early days OpenCoin and Ripple and XRP ledger stuff. And then they talk about cross-chain bridges. One of the core pillars of Pendulum is its capacity to collect and connect fiat-pegged tokens from the most prominent blockchain ecosystem into a single optimized blockchain system by giving project developers and token holders access to a broad basket of fiat tokens. Pendulum unlocks an evolution in money markets and borderless financial transactions. Right, and that's what's going on there. I'm not going you can pause this and read this. One of the main points in this white paper is right here. This whole topic, Spacewalk. Spacewalk is an important layer. So the Stellar network is an open blockchain with a focus on efficiency, in speed and transaction cost, as well as integrations into the traditional financial system. It has a rich ecosystem with a focus on compliant fiat-pegged tokens and local, as well as instant in growing number of countries. Fiat on and off ramps. Historically, Stellar has been optimized for speed and low transactions and not to execute sophisticated smart contracts at scale, which has largely isolated the network from the DeFi industry. Connecting Stellar with the Summer ecosystem means that it'll be possible for Stellar tokens to be exposed to more sophisticated smart contracts, while users in the Summer ecosystem can access a larger bag of fiat stable tokens. And we're going to get this is a very interesting point. Spacewalk is a trust minimized bridge, and it is the first to connect Stellar network and Summer ecosystem based on XClaim and InterBC. It is implemented as a substrate palette and allows any substrate based blockchain to implement. Don't wanna, you know, so you can see that tokens to be more exposed while the larger basket for fiat stable tokens, right? We see that happening with the fiat, and we know XLM they're talking about there. And just give me a second here. I'm gonna get into this where Pendulum partners with e-money to connect European stablecoins to DeFi. This is another point where they will then have these, so-called larger basket of fiat stable tokens. That'll be your this right here with e-money will be able to pendulum and foster in the European regions. It'll take a global effect as well. They talk about e-money as a perfect match to support Pendulum's vision for connecting DeFi and fiat ecosystems. The European stablecoins they talk about on here issued by e-money will be available on Pendulum, encouraging more users within the region to join the network and build existing DeFi services using their native currencies. Now, what's going on here is Daniel Dixon said this, right? And this is from Crypto Mike. He actually made this cool picture. It says, next month, our solution with MoneyGram International will be live. It is unprecedented, the scale and reach this product will have, creating access for millions of people around the world. This is where like MoneyGram and stablecoins and all that stuff kick in, and then you're going to have your DeFi with Pendulum and stuff like that. Yeah, Daniel Dixon, CEO of Stellar Development Foundation. Yeah, and there's some great stuff that's going on there, and she's part of Stellar. Yeah. Then how to get into this? We're gonna get into the old stuff again. Yeah, and then they kind of give you a spacewalk bridge diagram, user account vault, Stellar Oracle, the bridge palette, substrate chain. So this is Stellar, and then you have yours Polkadot, and this is the bridge to connect these two. Let's see this stuff. I mean, you gotta pay attention to it. Let's talk about certain things here. We won't go through all of it. Just cut this down a bit. Vaults is a set of escrow accounts used to lock assets in Stellar. Their behavior is defined in XClaim and InterBTC. In Spacewalk, they have additional property. Each vault has an allow list of assets that it can lock and support for bridging operations between Stellar and the substrate chain. The allow list is implemented through trust lines of the Stellar account. They can be at most 1,000 supported assets per vault. Due to limitations in Stellar, users initiate a deposit by sending tokens to an appropriate vault with a request for the bridge palette prior to the deposit. I will drop this in the link below so you can read it for yourself as well, because like I said, this is not financial advice. You got to do your own research as well, as much as I share stuff. Bridge palette, which is, we're going to always look at this chart, and that's on the substrate chain, which is Polkadot Ethereum network. Bridge palette, this is the main component of Spacewalk bridge that implements all logic on the side of the substrate-based chain. Its behavior is based on inter-BC. It is particularly responsible for minting tokens during deposits and burning tokens during withdrawals. Okay, that's a good thing, because then it's a deflationary asset as well in what they're doing with Pen. Stellar Oracle, this is just the network. This is a decentralized system that provides information about the state of Stellar network to bridge palette. In inter-BTC, this is implemented through a Bitcoin chain relay. However, the reason explained above, we cannot implement a chain relay for Stellar in the same way. The Stellar Oracle is trustless and reliable, and its functionality is based on specific unique aspects of Stellar. The Stellar network has multiple tier levels where the nodes in Tier 1 enjoy the highest level of trust of its peers. There are currently 23 Tier 1 nodes. This set and its structure is rather static, and it only changes rarely. It only ever changes through a voting process. We will incorporate complete information about the Tier 1 network in a bridge palette. Every Stellar node has a static signing key pairs and signed message that it gossips to the network. Particularly, every node announces through a signed message that a block has been finalized. Okay. Cosmos is another good project as well. Let's see the Cosmos bridge. Similar to Polkadot, Cosmos is a decentralized ecosystem of independent parallel chains that can scale and interoperate with each other via a common messaging standard. This network has seen enormous growth, and some of the most popular fiat peg tokens in the cryptocurrency sphere, Pendulum's Cosmos bridge, will be based on the substrate IBC palette developed by Asta. Right, then that's gonna go through this as well, and we'll just cover it. The XM relay chain integration, this cross-chain. The XMP protocol allows parachains to exchange messages with other parachains, okay, and guarantees the delivery of these messages. The message delivery is not only guaranteed but also trustless, meaning that Polkadot shared security ensures the correctness and ordering of message delivery. You got that covered. To communicate, parachains first have to establish a messaging communication channel with each other. These channels are one-way, but they can be up to one channel for every sender recipient parachain pair, allowing bi-directional communication. Okay, so there's communication back and forth between these side chains that are in the network, that's going to bridge all this stuff. Then when it comes to Pendulum on forex markets, and you're going to have traditional stocks become digital stocks. We have sologenic, there's going to be multiple different factors when it comes into the forex stuff like that. This is just one part of it. Forex optimized network executing foreign exchange at scale on the network demands access to ample liquidity of trustworthy fiat tokens as well as robust infrastructure optimized for the fiat decentralized apps. So the one part is ample liquidity. While this is a DeFi project, I suspect the token does have a liquidity protocol. But as we know, on the larger spectrum, you have XLP and XLM, and those are the liquidity tokens. So when it comes to the whole bridge thing, and we know that XLM will be more heavily used than XRP and stuff like that. We've seen interviews of people talking about XLM being, and that's a way. I'm not putting a way like what XRP is going to do. Yes, we're gonna use it, but it's not going to be used uh like so much on a daily basis of moving like money all, because that's going to be of high value, and for certain when they really need that type of liquidity they will use that. But if you see what's going on, most of the stuff that's going on with XLM, and if you watch that Quincy Jones video, he explains about how XLM will be used more when it comes to the whole liquidity in markets. And then we have the the question of liquidity access is solved first and foremost through cross-bridging tokens from other networks, uh, XRP, XLM. We might think, why am I only saying XRP as well? I'll show you why soon. Described elsewhere in this paper, while the question of token quality is addressed by a decentralized incentive scheme on the infrastructure level, Pendulum plans to provide a suite core of components that developers can use to build their applications. And then they talk about on-chain token governance. This is talking about the token with an open-ended and permissionless system comes a relatively high level of noise compared to closed and censored systems. With the explosion in fiat stable tokens, it is natural that some have more robust and trustworthy than others, as Pendulum plans to attract high quality fiat tokens from around different ecosystems. There should be some mechanisms that encourage the best of tokens to be promoted and widely used on the network. This is the mechanism is part of the decentralized government structure of Pendulum. Okay, and then you can see Polkadot over the Pendulum on-chain governance process is expected to be established similarly to the core Polkadot governance mechanism, with the additional feature a token committee. The technical committee on the Polkadot, the token committee, has been granted the right to award a limited set of assets on the network favorable terms, such as lower transaction fees if they fulfill certain standards. This structure incentivizes availability of robust and trustworthy tokens. This is the part we're going to go over again, right? The Pendulum on-chain governance process is expected to be established similarly to the core, keyword core, Polkadot governance mechanism. Now we know this project is DeFi. It's going to be bridged to Stellar, and they spoke about it. You're right. And this is going to, because it's Polkadot, right? Now, this tweet is from David Schwartz. It was posted on the April 7th, as you can see, and it says Ripple's office has a floor with conference rooms named after crypto projects. So if you're with a project and are meeting with us, ask for the room named for your project, unless it's Tezos that's closet, right? So what's going on here? You can see there's a lot of VCs in Polkadot as well. So you got a Polkadot, right? You have Polkadot here, and you have the project on the Polkadot network, which is then coming to XLM. When it comes to XLM and Stellar, who created it, it was David Schwartz. And not my bad. So XRP is created by David Schwartz, XLM is created by Jed McCaleb, and if you look, back in the day, before before Ripple could become Ripple, it was OpenCoin, and The founders were Chris Lawson and Jed McCaleb, and David Schwartz was, working with the team that time. As well, you have Stefan Thomas and you have some other well-known figures on here. But you kind of see where everything stems from, and now you see he's got he left Ripple, went to there, and now you kind of see everything's tying up together with that bridge and stuff. You can kind of see that already play out. Right, I think we covered most of the stuff on that. And yeah, this is Satoshi Pay, which the creator of Pendulum, which are into Satoshi Pay receives R&D grant from Stellar for Pendulum blockchain. Yes, they received a Satoshi. They received a grant from Stellar, and like I'm saying, Stellar, and they're talking about MoneyGram, and there's e-money. So you can kind of see the connections. It's what's going on here, right? And they talk about smart contracts support. So as you can see, connect Stellar to the wider DeFi by adding smart contracts and bridges to Ethereum and Polkadot. Right, you see what's going on here. And I think I went over this as well. So you have Satoshi Pay, which is a great platform for crypto, and it's also got like stable coins and stuff like that. And let's see what this Satoshi Pay has a proven track record as a key Stellar network and ecosystem participant, and we couldn't be more excited that we are exploring an opportunity to connect Stellar to the thriving DeFi ecosystem with its unique tools for compliant connections. Keyword compliant. Daniel Dixon testified before Congress. You have right. So let's finish that statement now. Compliant connections to traditional banking networks. The Stellar network is well positioned to connect traditional finance with the innovative DeFi space. Pendulum has the potential to build bridges that increase Stellar's interoperability with other networks, which could enable new use cases and help unlock the world's economic potential by making money more fluid. Liquidity, right? Money more fluid, that's liquidity term. Markets more open and people more empowered. Right. I'll drop this article in the description below as well, so you can read through that. This is part of Spacewalk. I think we did cover Spacewalk and what it will do, and we just spoke about XLM as well in that white paper. Right, so I'll drop this article below. This is a more detailed article. As you can see, Spacewalk, Stellar, Pendulum, Polkadot. And then we have this interesting thing here with the Polkadot being Ripple having a talking about some stuff in here, and you have this going on. So we're going to see that happen. They talk about how to get involved in the project share auctions, and so to purchase the token, you would have to have a Polkadot wallet of some sort, like a Fearless wallet or Nova and stuff like that. So they tell you about. Okay, let's just talk about this quickly, right? So the parachain auctions and crowd loans on Polkadot and Kusama. Wise, would put stuff on Ethereum and Polkadot. The projects it's like hard to get into because they have the gas, and that's because there's VCs that's coming in this project as well. But I really think this is a good project Pendulum to get into. Parachain auctions and crowd loans on Polkadot and Kusama. You can see they have that Bird and Kusama, and Songbird has that same stuff, and they have the Flare network for DeFi. There's gonna be a huge DeFi space, and I do think this just the riddles and stuff, like people play around with that. You see there's a bird here, and they have something, the canary network. So there's going to be a probably, yeah, with that and stuff, there'll be that connection. And what is it that Flare network has? That state connector. So you will probably see a state connector between Pendulum and Flare. uh, this is a huge ecosystem when it comes to the whole crypto sphere. There's a huge ecosystem, that there's multiple projects that's going to be winners, and there's going to be losers, and this project is definitely going to be a winner. Right, let's see. Pendulum aims to become a Kusama parachain and a Polkadot parachain in the future, and to achieve that we will need to win crowd loans. We'd like to give an overview of how the parachain auctions and crowd loan works to show you how you can support Pendulum's development by staking tokens. So they're going to show your parachain slot auctions are a way for new projects to get the parachain on Polkadot. To become a parachain, a project must first put through an auction for a parachain slot. Crowd loans allow individuals to participate by committing to locking away their Polkadot Kusama for the duration of the lease. Participants are only staking their dot. They get it back when the lease ends. Teams have complete control over how they reward the contributors, and they may structure crowd loans and the way they choose. Usually the rewards are in the form of native tokens from the project, but other incentives like NFTs could be used. And like there's gonna be that Pendulum token that drops, and it's gonna be on the Kusama network. And that will be when you be investing in this project. The system utilizes a clever incentive structure. Auction participants benefit from the reward. The project benefits from getting the parachain slot, and Polkadot and Kusama benefiting from having this dot and Kusama supply locked, improving price stability for the lease period. How do auctions work? Polkadot's parachain auction model is designed to be a fair, decentralized, secure way to allocate parachains on the network. The process can begin with a crowd loan in which DOT Kusama holders can lock up their tokens for the duration of the parachain lease. These tokens are kept separately on the relay chain, not controlled by the projects. This greatly reduces the risk of malicious teams executing a rug pull. Polkadot and Kusama auctions have a set time period during which you can stake crowd loan token. The precise moment to close the auction is determined at the end of the period by a verifiable random function. The highest bid at the time of the auction is accepted by the VRF. The structure deliberately ensures randomness in action, which reduces risk of last-minute sniper bids considerably. Polkadot refers to this type of action as a candle auction. Right, so they kind of show you crowd loans on Polkadot, and you can pause this and read more into it, or I'll drop this article, I'll drop it in the description below on how you can set your account up for this stuff and participate on the network. Also, I'll drop this one below, how to get a Polkadot wallet set up and stuff like that to participate in this project. Right, I'll drop that in below. What I want to get into in other news, I have something from the state of Idaho. Well, Brazil Governor, Patricia Director. This was filed on January 28, 2022. Idaho Money Transmitter Licensing Query, and they have some stuff in here on getting crypto in this state and proving some stuff. So it says the Idaho Department of Finance is in receipt of your correspondence dated November 8, requesting a no action opinion on the applicability of the Idaho Money Transmitter Act to the business outline. The department has reviewed the information and representations provided, including the company business outline, flow of funds, and additional explanatory details on the business overall. Given your representation only sells its own inventory of virtual currency and offers no custodial or stored value services, the department is of the opinion that business activities do not constitute money transmission as defined by the as such is not required to license in Idaho as money transfers to provide its services to Idaho customers. And you can pause this and read this. Yeah, Intox Securities Bureau, stuff like that. Protecting the integrity of Idaho financial markets since 1905. Beautiful state. I'm not too sure about that. Um, Jennifer Barrett's, where this email came from, Idaho Department of Finance. Right. This is just like, the attorney, and I can pause that and check that out as well. Right. Key points here is operating remote virtual currencies trading desk in Idaho, and they have some background. The company is headquartered as in the money service business MSB that operates a remote over-the-counter virtual currency trading desk, exchanges customer fiat funds for virtual currency and vice versa using ACH or bank wire transfers using a company supply of including source supply of virtual currency. Virtual At this time, the process purchase sales of cryptocurrency is deemed non-securities, including RV, Basic Attention Token, that's BAT, there's BNB, Binance, Bitcoin, Cardano, Chainlink, Ethereum, Litecoin. Well, we know what's gonna come with the Ethereum and stuff like that. McDAO, Polkadot, Solana, Stellar Lumen, SushiSwap, Tether, The Graph, Uniswap USD Coin, Wrap, Nexus Mutual, Ethereum, LTC, BNB, Link, Dash, XLM. Yeah, and that's what I'm on about is, XLM, because I've seen them testing. I've seen the Daniel Dixon and stuff like that. You know what's going on. They're going by the book and doing stuff. Then you have Tron and transmitter licenses. Uh, through its plans to obtain such in those states require money transmitter licenses to conduct its over-the-counter services. The company does not provide any type of finance. The cryptocurrency sold comes from the company's own inventory. At no time does the company act as a virtual currency exchange or broker. The company never holds fiat funds or cryptocurrencies on behalf of customers and does not act in a fiduciary capacity, although it may in the future provide custodial services if it obtains the necessary MTLs to do so. In each state it seeks to offer such custodial services. The majority of customers seeking services are individuals or small businesses purchasing small to moderate amounts of cryptocurrencies for use of investment purposes, primarily via domestic wire transfer. Wow, this is a lot in here, and you have Delaware. There's a lot of stuff Delaware, and you can pause and read the rest of this. You got your FunSen and stuff like that. That's in here. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting information and what the state of Idaho is doing with cryptocurrencies such as XLM and Dash and Tron and EOS and others. as well. So that's interesting there, you know. And that's the end of it. I hope you guys had a good one. I'm gonna head out. Cheers, guys.
Openness and interoperability in web technologies. It's those same policy priorities that drew me to blockchain, an industry that I believe can learn from past mistakes made in other areas of web development. Stellar is an open, permissionless, decentralized network that is optimized for payments. There is no single entity, including SDF, that controls the code base of the network or its growth. You don't need permission to use this technology. Just like the underpinnings of the internet, it is ready and available for use to anyone. The Stellar platform is a pioneer of tokenization, optimized for fiat-backed asset issuance before stablecoin was even a word. Over the last few years, an ecosystem of businesses and users have built use cases around Stellar-based stablecoins due to their incredible utility to solve many of the problems we see in today's payment landscape.